Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is iAllegedly, and I've got a good one for you today. I'm up on the cliffs in Laguna, and there's a ton of stuff to talk about. And most importantly, the price of oil is about to go through the roof, and it's going to affect everybody on the planet Earth. Let's put it that way. Before I get into it, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Share this with everybody. Please remember that we have an email list. If you'd like to join the email list, click below. You can join our email list. Also, if you'd like to get more access to me, there's Patreon where you can sign up for that and get more access to me with Patreon. That's below as well. Let's get into it. The European Union just announced something that is going to absolutely destroy the price of oil. And that is next week, they're going to have a complete embargo on Russian oil. Okay? And this is going to absolutely drive the price up around the globe. Natasha Kaneva, who is the commodity analyst for JP Morgan, just announced that she anticipates that we're going to see oil at $185 a barrel. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you do not want to see oil at $185 a barrel. But Dan, I just heard oil prices are going down and everything's great. No, okay? Temporarily, sure they are. Just took a little turn. They're going to go so much higher right now before our eyes. And I want you to understand this. And you can say, oh, I heard it first from that Dan guy. And that is that you're going to see companies go out of business. You're going to see trucking companies go out of business. You're going to see delivery companies. You're going to see people that have anything to do with anything that needs gasoline and oil production be affected by this. Now, there will be people that will make money from this. Oil companies here in the States will make money. But when gas, think about this, if gas is at $6 a gallon here in California and oil's right around $100, what's it going to look like at 185? Double, $9, $10? I think it's going to be $15 a gallon is what we're going to look at. But then again, how do you afford things? How do you order things to be delivered? How do you pay the Uber driver? Is it going to be now the $15 ride on Uber is going to be $100? How is that going to work out, guys? Seriously, tell me that. Oh, Dan, you just don't understand. You know, we need to get rid of oil. We need to stop using it. Well, you know, here's a great point. Rivian, the electric car company, is having nothing but problems sourcing products right now. Well, Dan, they're an electric car company. It has nothing to do with oil. You're kidding yourself if you think that. What do you think those leather seats are made out of? You know, what do you think the dashboard's made out of? There's no fossil fuels in that electric car. You're kidding yourself. But RJ Scaringe, the CEO of Rivian, is saying just what a difficult time they're having sourcing products right now to make electric vehicles. And it's going to be nothing but problems. And also, we need more people to buy electric vehicles. How much is that truck? 100 grand? I mean, come on, guys. This is lunacy. I had somebody write me today also, and they went to a car dealership, and the car dealership offered them 96-month financing. 96 months to pay for a car. So it's getting worse, guys. But again, let's get rid of oil. You don't need it. There's only 6,000 products made with oil. But again, this is going to absolutely make it so that companies will go out of business. You're going to see small mom and pop restaurants get affected by this. I just don't know how we're going to live with oil at $185 a barrel if this in fact does happen. So everything with this points to problems. But again, you got a warning sign. You know, France doesn't want to do this until after their election next week. Why? Why not do it now? This is the game plan. Do it now. Don't do it before the election. Oh no, it may sway the election one way or another. Oh, okay. That's what they're thinking is. Read the story below on that. But again, guys, if you knew something bad was going to happen and oil prices are going to go up, if you guys want to invest in the oil sector or the gasoline sector, oh my gosh, Dan, that would be terrible. I would never put money into something like that. Okay, that's your choice. It's going to go up exponentially in a huge, huge way. look at commodities, look at everything that's tied to oil and how you could make money on it. That's what I would do. Not giving you financial advice, but I would seriously look at companies like that, because our strategic reserves were released and they're not being sent here, they're being sent to Europe and other places like that. So we're not benefiting from that, guys. When do people sit there and go, wow, I'm really gonna hunker down. I'm really gonna lock everything up. I'm not gonna spend a lot of money. I'm gonna prepare for this, because guys, I just don't see travel as an option. And here's the thing. They lifted the mandatory mask mandate federally this week, and there's a great article. Why aren't people traveling? Traveling is horrible, guys. The experience of air travel is not what it was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, it was a great experience. Travel was something, I mean, it was part of the trip, guys. Getting on that airplane, these people treated you so well. It was fantastic. Now it is, I'm telling you, it's a cattle car, and it's horrible. And they can't figure out why it's not, why they're not doing good all of a sudden, and why people aren't booking flights. They're never going to book flights again, guys. And before you know it, they're going to ask for another bailout of your money. So, share your thoughts on this stuff, guys, because this is the beginning of a major, major catastrophe. But again, restaurants are going to go out of business. You're going to see airlines going to go out of business as a result of this. How do you have jet fuel? How do you charge somebody a fixed price for something 90 days from now, and oil prices could double? How do you do that? Well, then they have to honor it. Well, okay, and they'll lose money on everybody. So eventually you have to make that decision that losing all this money is going to be okay. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys, because this one was the one that really, wow, this really spooked me for this. So let me know, guys. Also, they're up at the Montage, and they're preparing for an event out here at this place. How nice is that, man? That's really nice. So, beautiful spot. Got all the birds on the island out there. Let me show you something really cool. Isn't that cool? It's really weird how the coast is and how the tide circles in certain spots. And somebody said I should get a kayak or something and go out there and film it. I think I will do that this summer for you guys. But share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. The world with $185, a barrel of oil will be outrageous, and it will be something that none of us will be able to afford. The bunny just cut me off. There's traffic here. Look. So, share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. You can't make this stuff up. But again, I love the people that write me about the electric cars. We need to go electric again. Yeah, like electricity makes everything. Think about this. Think of the fuel that goes into the products to make an electric car. Think electricity makes those tires that the car uses? Oh, well, it's just a small part of it, Dan. Okay. Okay. Share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Another day, another warning. This one from the IMF, International Monetary Fund, stepped forward today and said that they anticipate shockwaves coming out of the Russia situation, and that it's going to have a global effect that's going to dramatically slow down worldwide global GDP by an additional 2%. Guys, that is that is depressionary. That is something that will be absolutely devastating if they're even a quarter right on this. Let's put it that way. This is going to destroy everything. Director Kristalina said that they see nothing but problems, and they see that this is going to do a few things. It's going to make inflation, which nobody wants to talk about inflation and say, oh, it's going to go away. No, this is going to get worse, guys. And you're going to see prices for everything shoot up through the roof. I do not know how people are going to be able to eat out at restaurants. I don't know how you're going to be able to buy meat inside of a short period of time. That's just me. But you're going to see things like vegetables be at an all-time high, higher than they've ever been. And, this leads to the Fed. The Fed said, we want to admit that we want to have an inflationary goal of 3%. You can ask for anything. But to talk about an inflationary goal at 2% when we know inflation is closer to 20 is insane. So the Fed says that they want to admit that their inflation goal could be 3% now. Even that's not true. It's an absolute lie. We all know it. Anybody who has bought anything, I mean, absolutely anything. You bought paper clips, you paid more for it recently. But the Fed wants to have an inflationary goal of 3%. The International Monetary Fund talking about this global problem and the seismic reaction that we're going to have to this globally, and how we're going to have shockwaves throughout the world's economies. You're going to see countries starve right now, and you're going to see the poorest of countries be absolutely decimated as a result of this. And people need to prepare for this. People need to prepare socially. They need to be prepared, and make sure you have a tight network right now. Make sure that you have friends. Make sure that you guys are on the same wavelength with everything right now, because I'm telling you, you guys can sit there and watch some guy warn you and warn you and warn you and call me a doom and gloomer. But when you've got the International Monetary Fund talking like this is insanity. Now, the Fed talking about a 3% projected inflation, what their realistic goal would be, that's nuts, guys. Think about this. James Bullard, the Fed president, he just admitted that we may have to raise interest rates 0.75%, something we have not done since 1994. Do it today, guys. Raise interest rates. Rip the Band-Aid off. Get this done. That needs to be done so that we can get to a realistic level with interest rates and with our economy right now. Raphael Bostic was talking about it's another Fed president. He was talking about a potential 0.75% rate increase. And again, guys, this is built into the stock market. You could have the worst news ever. There could be horrific things happening, and I believe that the stock market is still going to continue to shoot up, that people will buy. What do you guys think about this? Because I think it's nuts. I think that we are in for a world of hurt right now. The real estate market, there are still people out there that are just absolutely jonesing for their fix, and they have to get that house. They just announced here in Orange County, California, an area where they're going to build 130 some townhomes in a city called Placentia. Nice little city. And I thought, wouldn't it be funny if it was over by those railroad tracks and those old abandoned car pick-apart places? That's where they're building. Now, think about this. Think of the gasoline. Think of the radiator fluid. Think of the transmission fluid, brake fluid. Just all the hazardous stuff that comes with an automobile being parked and scrapped in a lot. And you guys are going to build townhomes there. And the story's below, the map is there, everybody's on top of each other. It's lunacy, but, again, how is that safe, guys? You can sit there and they clean the soil, it's okay. No, guys, it's not. People get sick from stuff like this. So, grandma buys the place. Why do I have headaches all the time? Okay. Who knows, guys? Okay? Share your thoughts on all this stuff. But again, people don't want to talk about what could realistically happen. Oh, check this out. I'm kind of by myself right now. And then you got all these sitting areas, and then you've got this beautiful, just these awesome views up here. Absolutely a stunning spot. This is connected to the Montage Resort, and all this is free. This is the free section that they built out here. Just a beautiful beach. And during summer, they open up. They have different sections open up where you can rent things, and you can rent towels even if you're not staying at the hotel. And just a beautiful spot. So, another thing with real estate, we are starting to see high-priced trophy properties around the globe that are going for a fraction of what they are, especially here in Southern California. I love $1 Million Listing, Los Angeles. I just think it's great. I love watching all those shows because, oh, I know that neighborhood. Oh, I walked around there. And, I especially like Josh Altman, just myself, just because he's a really self-made guy, and he really is, lost everything in 2008 with his mortgage company, and then him and his brother built this fantastic business. But what you're seeing right now with these high-end properties, I'm talking the 75, 80, $100 million properties, you're seeing massive price reductions on these right now. And a lot of these builders are going into bankruptcy. There's a great story attached to this video, but what you're seeing is that these builders go out and they get construction financing, and again, everything takes longer than you think it's going to when it comes to construction, especially these high-end homes. Especially now. I couldn't even imagine these people building these houses now because of all the supply chain issues and the delays. This green pasture is just beautiful. Just so nice out here. Just fantastic. So the cool thing about this article was talking about all the bankruptcy sales and how people would, you'd have a property that they anticipate is going to go for $200 million, and, bids start at $40 million. Now, again, never going to buy a $40 million house, and I'm sure you're not going to either. But the problem with this is this the sign of the downturn? Is it crazy that they take an abandoned automobile dismantling yard and put townhouses on there? Okay, because it's just Orange County real estate. You got to do it right away. The project's called the Hudson. I think it's insane, but that's just me because I know the area. You drive through the area and it would smell like gas. Okay, well, let's move there. Let's put mom there. That's a good idea. Okay. No. So nobody wants to deal with that stuff and have a realistic opinion on that. But these high-end properties, we're seeing it over and over and over again. Will Mark Wahlberg's house, the $87 million property, will that thing sell for $87 million? Share your thoughts, guys. I'm curious about all this stuff because I think that what we're seeing right now is we're going to see such a downturn on everything. And again, nobody wants to look at preparing. Nobody wants to be conservative. Conservative is boring, Dan. That's terrible. I want the new car. I want the Rivian. Okay. How about buying a new car from Rivian where the CEO of the company says that they have a parts problem? Cars do this thing. Inevitably, they break. And inevitably, you need parts. Okay? Well, don't worry about it. We'll think of something. No, you won't. It's not Ford or GM that you're going to be able to have an abundance of. Okay, it's Rivian. One thing people always tell me they like are the charts where, different lists that I come up with. And one of them I found today is the best places to buy houses in the world, the cheapest places, which reminds me of a few things. When you hit a certain age, you get your friends that say, I'm going to go retire in Costa Rica. I'm going to go retire in Belize. I'm going to go retire in Panama and all these different places. And then you learn of different situations that they have in those areas that may not make them the greatest place to retire. Puerto Rico was the latest one that a lot of people moved to and found out that the grass wasn't so green in Puerto Rico. Okay, there's that. Next thing is we hear a lot about BlackRock that's going to buy everything. They're going to buy all the real estate, and you're going to rent, and that's not the case. BlackRock just announced one of their newer strategies, which makes a lot of sense, in that they're going to move to buying properties around universities for university rentals, which that's pretty smart because kids go to school, kids need places to live. There's only so much dorm units available, and they need these cheap apartments, and BlackRock is going to be in that business. Now, I had somebody write me today about a community that they live in where everybody's a renter in these houses. And the biggest problem is that, I should say, the majority of the people are renters. And that the two people that are homeowners in the area, they take care of the houses. The rest of the houses are absolutely destroyed. That's the problem with a renter nation, is that it's one thing if you live in a neighborhood let's just say it's 80-20, 80% homeowners, the rest 20% are renters, then you generally see people care for the properties and they don't want to look bad in the neighborhood, things like that. That's my experience in that. And that's not the case. If everybody's renting, they don't care. They don't care if their lawn looks good. They don't care if they're working on their cars out in front of the house. It's just a different world with that. So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. I really want to know what you think. Just a beautiful day. So much going on. But again, warning after warning for all of us, guys. Are you concerned about the real estate? Are you concerned about buying property? Look at this bird just hanging out mid-flight. Oh, it's awesome. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I really want to know what you think. I'm going to wrap this video up with these last few stories. And the first one is about shipping. One thing that we've talked a lot about is the supply chain problem. Scott Garlis wrote a great article about how the shipping industry is a real telltale sign of where the economy's at and that people don't look at it. It's one of those hidden things that people don't look at. Well, here's the thing. People are not shipping as much as they have in the past. If interest rates go up, they're going to make less money and their profit margins are going to go down. You're going to have companies have problems that will either eliminate shipping completely or they will curtail it dramatically, but it's a huge problem for the US economy right now. The next thing is Jeff Bezos. It's kind of two Elon Musk stories wrapped together. Jeff Bezos steps forward and says that he wants to beat Elon Musk in the space race. Of everything going on in the globe right now, this guy wants to worry about space right now. So again, good luck. I hope you're first, Jeff. Hope you're first. People are starving and you want to go to space. Good luck. That's awesome. The final frontier, okay? Whatever, Captain Kirk. It's ridiculous, okay? Now, another Elon story that I think is ridiculous right now is that they're trying to say that Elon Musk is having trouble funding the potential Twitter sale and that he would have to come up with $10 to $15 billion in cash and that he would need investors for the rest. And he's frantically searching for money. If you guys believe this news story, you are insane. This is the guy that if he sits there and gets a whim, hey, I'm going to have Tesla tequila, it sells out. I'm going to go have a flamethrower, it sells out. I'm going to go have a kid's go-kart, it sells out. Think of all the crap that this guy's come up with. You don't think guys like me, okay, small investors, that I'd write a check for that guy? I don't care what an imbecile I think this guy is. I'd write a check for a second to be part of this thing because it's going to go to the moon with this guy. There you go. It's a space reference for Jeff Bezos. So don't believe that at all, because that's complete shenanigans that they're trying to say that this guy's having trouble raising money. I don't believe it for a second that this guy has trouble doing anything when it comes to funding for anything, okay? There's that. Final story. Oh, there's one more too. Found a great chart, another chart about how much money you would have for retirement if you saved in your 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, if you made 6%, 8%. Cool chart, it's included below, but it gives you an idea of what you'd have if you retired at 67, at the retirement age that people say you should retire at. Okay, final story is Netflix. Netflix just announced that they lost 200,000 subscribers last month, and they could lose up to 2 million this year because people are fed up with Netflix. And again, I hate the fact that I go on there and have to search through hundreds of TV shows. You guys can think I'm crazy all you want, but I don't watch things on there unless somebody recommends it, unless my daughter says try this or try that. Share your thoughts on this. It used to be there would be a few things. There's a couple good shows coming out that I want to see the endings of, but let me know, share your thoughts on this stuff. Did you guys get yourself involved with Netflix? And I think it's ridiculous that that they're trying to limit the people's accounts and make it so that if you don't live in the same house that you can't use the same account. They're trying to do all this stuff. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. Netflix also announced something today that I thought was the absolute kiss of death, because I know for a fact that there are other streaming services, there's other video services, there's a lot of cool stuff that's coming down the road from a lot of different companies, big and small, that are going to change the world. So remember that. Remember I said that. So please do not forget to hit the like button. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Share this with everybody. Let me know what you guys are thinking about all this stuff. If you want to be on our email list, the link is below. If you want more access to me, there's a Patreon channel you can sign up for and get more access to me. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon. Thank you for being here.